Kyiv's civilians now direct targets in their own homes. Ukrainian forces are stalling the Russian advance. The fear must be that in an effort to break their resistance, President Putin may order a yet more brutal assault. Angus Crawford, BBC News. Dawn in a European capital. A missile hits a block of flats. The blasts destroyed apartments across 3 floors. Firefighters rescued the injured. So far, miraculously, there are no reports of any deaths.
We managed to escape. We were in the kitchen. We were lucky. It was a direct hit into the living room. My wife and elder child had their legs broken open. The younger was taken somewhere by the rescuers. I am looking for him now.
Today, Ukraine's president posted this from the streets of the capital.
There is a lot of fake information on the internet now, saying that I am calling for our army to lay down its arms, and that an evacuation is underway. Well, I'm here. We will not lay down any weapons. We will defend our state, because our weapon is our truth.
And still the missiles come, hit.
Стоп, шановні. Там обережно, вибухонебезпечний предмет. Макс! Так, не чіпайте, не торкайтеся. Будь ласка.
Далі прямо, так?
Ні, вперше.
Першому бачили. А це була шинка чи що в них було? Це була шинка якась?
Ходьте. Не снимай.
Аня, не снимай!
Пойду не отпуняй.
Place. Beyond the battlefield, there is another crisis unfolding at Ukraine's borders as thousands flee to safety. When the air raid siren sounded near Lviv, Anna started her 50-mile walk here.
This is very difficult because I know that in Poland I safe, but in Ukrainian I have my family.
For others, the journey was longer. It took Vika and her daughter 23 hours to get here. Zainab has no shoes. Her hands and feet are frozen, she tells me. She doesn't have any feeling in them. She keeps crying because she is so cold. Family after family arrive in a tidal wave of suffering. Tatiana is 4 years old. She has just walked 12 miles with her mother to Poland, but without her father. They wouldn't let my husband out, she says. He has to stay and fight. I don't know what will happen to him.
Nearly 40,000 refugees have made their way across the border into Poland in the last 24 hours. But when they actually get here, they don't know where to go next or what to do. Their lives have simply been torn apart, and this is only the beginning.
Нам выдали оружие.
Вам выдали?
Военкомат. Военкомат, да. Как военнообязанным выдали оружие добровольцам. Сейчас просто ситуация, что никогда ждать повестку.
Может быть.
Все может быть.
А наши дети за спиной. Так кто их будет защищать?
Да. Наши матери же женщины.
Женщины, матери.
Дети. У меня во дворе детскую площадку разнесли взрывом. А если бы там дети были, еще что?
North of Kharkiv city center, the Ukrainian army tries to push back Russian forces. The Ukrainians hold their positions for now, but the fighting is intense, according to the commander. Moments of respite are short-lived. Gunfire rings out.
Okay, go, go, go.
And our team leaves the area. Back in the center of Kharkiv, loud cracks are heard in the streets, and residents run for cover. Earlier on Friday, an unexploded missile hit right in the middle of this pedestrian crossing. This was the scene before bomb disposal experts cleared the projectile. Locals were in disbelief.
Вот видите ее? Вот тут оно вот так вот торчало, 2 метра высоты.
In this residential neighborhood, another missile struck and this time exploded. No one was killed and some suffered minor injuries. Family
intensifies. Russia establishes attack lines into 3 cities, including Kiev, capital, transformed into a battle zone where Ukrainian soldiers, alongside volunteers, are fighting to hold on to their city. And as the invasion reaches a 3rd day, 27 countries agree to send more military aid to Ukraine. Donations to include ammunition, anti-tank and anti-aircraft weapons, and medical supplies. Air is extending the curfew from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. Monty Francis reports.
In the Ukrainian capital Saturday morning, fresh attacks, this time on a residential building, despite assurances from Russia that it was not targeting civilians. Of the capital, and in the northeast in Kharkiv, but have also struck cities across the country. Meanwhile, the death toll continues to mount. Ukrainian officials said as of Saturday morning, 198 Ukrainians have been killed, including 3 children. More than 1,000 people have been injured. The conflict has also
About 10 kilometers north of Kharkiv, sheltering in metro stations at night, some sleeping in the parked trains themselves. Others have taken cover in basement car parks, only resurfacing during a lull in fighting.
But despite being only a few kilometers away from the fighting, residents in Oblast de Rostov didn't seem overly worried about the war on their doorstep.
Боевых действий как таковых со стороны России нет. Российская Федерация сейчас проводит тактические учения в зоне своих территорий.
А нет, я не думаю так, чтобы там масштабно было.
that at least 198 people have been killed and more than 1,000 others have been wounded as a result of Russian aggression. For more, let's cross to Warsaw and speak to political analyst Maria Zolkina. Hello, and thank you for speaking to France.
Now expecting the assault.
Serge Valenchensky is one of the thousands of Ukrainian citizens being called up to war. He's protecting infrastructure in the capital city.
We are on alert all the time. We are motivated. We will fight. We will resist.
The question, though, is for how long? Russian troops are bearing down on Kyiv and bringing with them tremendous firepower, anticipating an easy victory.
But we all bought machine guns and weapons and cartridges. No one is afraid. No one will abandon their homes. No one will flee.
We are preparing to be engaged soon.
Lieutenant Denis Antipov's airborne unit got the call to duty just yesterday. He believes that Ukrainian forces can do well on the ground.
We need strong air support. We need anti-aircraft launch pads. We need anti-aircraft missiles.
They also need protective gear for the scores of volunteer citizens who've been handed an AK-47 and some ammunition, but little else.
We need equipment because even though our spirit is high, we are ready to fight. We are ready to protect our country.
But
Ukraine, because they outnumber us. And we can't hold out for a long time because it's basically a game of numbers.
And those numbers right now are with Russia, which has committed only about a third of its well-trained soldiers to the fight.
So Ukrainian...
Обстреляли проспект Победы в районе метро Берестейской. Блокпост воинская.
Еще летит. Прям перед домами. Прям вот здесь. Охуеть. Я тебе сейчас видео покажу, ты охуеешь от жизни.
Дым, да. Вижу, горит что-то. Да. Знаешь? Да.
Блядь, горит все.
Сумку, Коля! Поднял сумку возле тачки? А? Куда подпиши? Возле тачки поднял сумку?